Muzzle has overhauled its attachment system, leaving some players unsure how to build their weapons. But don't worry, by the end of this video, you'll know how to build any gun to suit your playstyle, so stay tuned. They have dramatically simplified the attachment system with around half as many as what we had before, and they have been massively demystified in what they do as well. So I'm going to go through each pro and each con so you know exactly what they do, and you can make a very informed decision when building any gun. Get it just the way you want it. So this first one here, 70% minimap detection while firing. This gives you more minimap stealth. I'm not sure of the exact details, but it's likely the detection range is lower and or you don't show on the minimap for as long after shooting. Next up here, spread growth speed. Here I have the wrapped silencer and the tactical grip for 50% less spread growth speed. This applies to hipfire as well as ADS. Here you can see the spread takes a little longer to reach max bloom on hip firing, but it takes much longer when at ADS. Next up here is effective range. With the stock RPL here, you can see the range is 32. That means that around about 30 meters, the damage is going to start drastically falling off. But if I put on the archer barrel and the heavy ammo, you can see it extends the range to 74. So beyond, it's going to take me to about 70 plus meters until that damage really starts to fall off. Next up, we have sprint to hipfire speed, sprint to ADS speed, and ADS movement speed. The sprint to hipfire speed is how fast can you hipfire out of a sprint. The ADS movement speed is how fast can you strafe while ADSing. Sprint to ADS speed is how fast can you ADS out of a sprint, but strangely I didn't notice any difference with or without the attachments. Next up we have reduced muzzle flash. Unless we're going to get night maps, I don't see this being relevant. If we ever do get night maps, it would make you more stealthy in a night setting, so you wouldn't see the big bright white or red flash. And another one here on the overall recoil, that's just going to make it so the horizontal and vertical recoil is less. The next one up here is a vertical recoil control. Like it says, it's going to make it so that your vertical, i.e. up and down recoil, is less. But I actually noticed almost zero difference. It's there, but it's very, very slight. Next up here, we have a global spread. What this should do is reduce the maximum spread of hipfire and ADS spread. But I actually didn't really notice a difference. It's very slight if it's there. Real quick, if you're finding this guide helpful, make sure to drop a like. And if you want, subscribe so you don't miss any cyber lefty guides just like this one. This video took a lot of time to research and make, but I wanted to give back to the Muzzle community with this highly requested guide. Much love. The next one here is bullet velocity. What this does is it makes the bullet go faster. This is useful for snipers. If somebody's running away from you perpendicular, you won't have to lead your shot quite as far because the bullet will get there faster. That's really what the best use case for that is. Last on the positives for the barrel attachments here is horizontal recoil control. It's the same as the vertical, but instead of up and down, it will make the left and right movement easier to control. But same with the vertical one, I didn't really notice much of a difference here. It's there, but it's not that strong. So I'm just going to blast through the downsides of some of these barrel attachments real quick before I move on. We have seen these before as positives though, so it should be pretty clear what these do. Sprint to hipfire speed is how fast can you hipfire out of a run. And for sprint to ADS speed, it's the same, but just how fast can you aim down sights after a run. And ADS movement speed is how fast can you strafe while you're looking down sights. And the only other ones here is for the short barrel here, which is less bullet velocity. So again, the bullet will travel slower, so snipers really don't want this, and more weapon recoil. Just overall, your horizontal and vertical recoil will be worse, but only by a small amount. So now that we've been through all of the muzzle attachments, let's start going through all of the grips. Quite a lot of these we've seen before in the muzzle attachment stats, so I'll just go through any new ones. Starting here with the angled forward grip, which has minus to just ADS speed. I've tested this with regular guns as well as snipers. I can't tell any difference at all, so I don't think this is actually applying to anything right now, which is kind of weird. So with the tactical laser pointer here, we have seen hipfire spread before. What highly detectable means is the opposite of the wrapped silencer does, this minimap detection while firing. It will make you much more detectable by bots, and you will be seen on the minimap for longer or for further away. So we have a new one in the short grip here with 15% to ADS speed, but just like the penalty for ADS speed, I notice zero difference. It just doesn't seem to be functioning right now. There's a new penalty here for the short grip with 10% more to minimum hipfire spread while moving and 10% maximum hipfire spread while moving. You can see in my crosshairs here, there's just a little bit extra bloom. It's not much, but it is there. There are two new attachments here that are unique to the LMGs, which is the heavy bipod and the regular bipod. What they do here is they give you less crouching stationary recoil. But something interesting about that is you can crouch and move. You don't have to be perfectly stationary to get this bonus to recoil. And same with the light bipod, but you get less recoil bonus for crouching, and you will actually gain a little bit more accuracy. So I usually prefer this one if I'm going to take it, because the heavy bipod here has 20% less moving accuracy, which you can really see in the hip fire when you start moving around with it. So moving on to scopes real quick here. Interestingly, now the only benefit you get out of them is max ADS spread reduction. Which should mean that when you ADS, the total bloom should be less. But I don't actually notice a difference. I haven't, between any of the guns I've used, I've not noticed any difference at all. And the downsides, we've seen these before, just the sprint ADS speed or the ADS speed itself. So sniper scopes have now been equalized. All you have now is choosing your zoom level, and the penalties are to ADS movement speed, or sprint ADS speed, which we've seen before. The Vortex scope used to have the fastest ADS speed, but that's also now gone. So yeah, they're fairly standardized now. So one attachment that's unique to the shotgun here is a shotgun choke. It gives a tighter spread, so you're more likely to hit a slimmer target if you use this. But right now, most people are just going to be using extended barrel for this effective range, because shotguns have such a short range right now anyway, that you really want the furthest shots that you can get. So some unique ammo here for the shotgun is a shotgun slug. It greatly increases the accuracy so that you can get a nice crispy headshot with it. The shotgun also has these 20 gauge shells, which gives +5 pellets per shot. This is going to give it more reliability up close. It's going to be more likely to hit a slim target and a little bit more damage there. But it does have this 20% damage drop off over distance, which means the further away you are, it's going to do less damage quicker. And shotgun also has this quick ammo belt, which is just a flat 20% reload speed, and that's it. I'm just going to go through the ammo attachments real quick here. So the M2 has a special one with the sniper calibrated ammo. Faster bullets, higher accuracy, and it has less bullet drop. That means the time it will take the bullet to start dipping, which is at such a long range that I actually don't notice this anyway with this gun, so I actually never take this because it has this less base damage to it. The heavy ammo, quite a few guns really like this, especially the SMGs, the ARs. They really like this one because of the effective range increase, as I've shown before. Most people use the extended mags because you get the ammo back that you lose from the regular ammos. So what the downsides here is you get a 20% reload speed decrease. So it takes you longer to reload. They always have higher recoil as well, and less RPM, so you can't shoot quite as fast, but it's such a small amount that I really don't notice it when I take it. So I think for quite a few guns actually, the heavy ammo extended mag is very worth it. It just depends if you want to fight the recoil or not. If you can control the recoil, I feel like it's usually worth it. The attachment system right now is just so new that I can't give specific builds, but now you know what everything does, so you can min-max what kind of playstyle you prefer. Do you like a more close range playstyle, mid-range, long range? Do you prefer accuracy? You know, like there's all kinds of ways that you can build now for exactly the kind of playstyle you want to go for. Like for example, if you want to capitalize on the Fox's faster ADS speed, you could go for the short barrel so you have a much faster, snappier ADS playstyle. Or if you're an SMG user, maybe go for maximum range with heavy ammo so that you can deal good damage further down range than before. And for my bear bros, try out this sick RPL build. Use the wrapped silencer for less spread growth speed, red dot sight because it's the only one that doesn't limit your movement speed, tactical grip again for just spread growth speed, and heavy ammo extended mag so when you do hit somebody it's gonna hurt pretty much no matter what range they're at. Check out the absolute lack of ADS spread on this gun built this way. Nice. Alrighty, that about wraps everything up. As I said, I can't give specific builds yet as this system is so new, I've not had time to test it out in game. But come catch me streaming on Twitch and see what builds I'm coming up with for our bear bros. Link in the description. Mwah.